Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, we are going to lay out with an infographic type tier list with all the images and stuff, my top 50 champions in the live arena, as I kind of see it as a first impressions kind of thing. Now, I've tried to talk with some other people, but I actually do want to get my personal opinions out there because I'm planning some fun collabs where I can get input from other people and then get together as a team and really put together a comprehensive list that isn't just my opinion, but in this video, I'm going to go over my opinion and what I kind of predict as of right now to be my first impressions of the top 50 champions for live arena as I see it today. Let's get into it. Alrighty, now first of all, as far as my experience in the live arena so far, I would say I'm probably winning like, I don't know, 75-80% of my matches. I definitely get bodied by some of the higher level accounts, and sometimes people have a massive snowball on me early and just completely demolish me, but all in all, it's been going decently well. I've been having fun with it. Now, as far as like the tiers, you know, I don't know how many players are going to end up in each tier. Now, it looks like you need to get to gold 3 to get Quintus, because if you go under the milestone rewards, you can see that right here on milestone 10 is when we get our last fragments for Quintus. So we need to get to 4,000 rating, and that means we need to get to gold 3. Now, I don't know, in tag team arena, I can get to gold 4, but it's pretty tough for me to maintain it, and a lot of the teams in there are better than me. I probably belong in like gold 2 in tag team arena, like borderline gold 2, gold 3, just kind of which one. I can get to gold 4, but I don't think I really belong there. In the live arena, honestly, my goal is to get to gold 3. I think that would be fun if I can get there. I'll probably end up similar to like tag team arena. I'll end up here like gold 2, gold 3, and that kind of status there. So we'll see how it goes, but that's what it's kind of looking like right now. And then now let's go ahead and pull up my first iteration of a live arena top 50 over there on the right side. Now, all of the normal tier list caveats apply. This is subject to change. This is a first reaction kind of thing. I understand that a lot of people are going to disagree, and that's okay. Let me know your perspective down below if you agree or disagree. I'm going to be trying to gather as much input as I can to try and get more and more accurate, but just for fun and for entertainment's sake, I want to talk about a few things I'm kind of thinking here in the arena when I try to lay these out and rank them. And the first thing that you're going to notice, which is kind of an overarching theme of the live arena, is right here. We've got Marichka and Taras here in the early tier of the 11 to 20 phase. And okay, a lot of people are going to rank them 1 and 2, and they are obviously amazing. And if the live arena was like the classic arena or whatever, I probably would too. I would rank them 1 and 2. Now, let me know if I'm crazy here or if you disagree, but in the live arena, your opponent not only can block certain champions by using someone themselves, because you can't, once you get up to like the gold tiers of the live arena, I believe that you can't use duplicates of something that your opponent is using. So someone can pick Marichka right away to block you from setting up your duo of Marichka and Taras if you both have that duo. So you can kind of do a little bit of mind games, and then also, besides that, they can also ban before the match. So once you set your team, you've got your plan, well, they can break up that duo and just ban Marichka or whatever they want or whatever they think is going to be best. So it's a lot harder to set up combos, which means as just the general thought process, I'm kind of thinking that a champion needs to be able to stand on their own and be ridiculously strong in many different compositions. Whereas if their value is really powerful because of a tandem, it might be a little bit harder to get that value consistently. Now, obviously, both of them are amazing in their own right. I'm still ranking them like pretty close to the top 10. So even if you try to block them, they're still going to be ridiculously strong. So still ranking them high, but not putting them like 1 and 2 like you'd probably see most people. Which is why you'll notice, like in my top 3, I've got champions that are just going to be generally great in basically any context you throw them in. Duchess bringing everything that she brings and also having that increased attack is just so strong. It makes her just so good in really any team, in any situation. And I'm lucky enough to have her. I notice a lot of people ban my Duchess. Necrit is so frustrating to go against. He unlocks so many of these tanky compositions. Siphi, similar to Duchess, and also Siphi and Rhodos are going to be an amazing combo. But you know, similar to Marichka and Terras, you can kind of block that by banning a Siphi or whatever, so it becomes a little bit more difficult. Harima is flying up the board, absolutely amazing, and she's also awesome versus Mortu Macabre, and Mortu Macabre is terrifying, but so is Gyorkid. Yeah, they both can just absolutely blast you down if you don't take care of them or if you don't ban them, so those are two DPSs that I really fear. I think Warward is also going to be very, very strong in the live arena. You get him to go first with enough accuracy, you just lock them out, and then GG. And Kaimar with his ability to strip, his aura, and everything that he brings, obviously amazing. Then a couple champions that I've been seeing get used a lot more than I expected them is Mighty Uko and Pythion. These two are just all over the live arena. They're just so generally useful, and they have so much utility kind of on their own. Also, being able to remove buffs is great if you're in a tier where somebody doesn't have a bunch of polymorph blessings. So Mighty Uko going to be amazing until the end game. I can't put him up in the top tier because polymorph is so ridiculous up at the top tier. So you gotta have a little bit more standalone value, and you gotta be careful with removing buffs because you can just sheep yourself into oblivion. And if you're confused, this is the champion we were talking about earlier. This is Quintus that you get from getting up to gold 3 in the live arena. I think he's going to be really strong. I don't know exactly where to put him. So I kind of threw him up here, kind of towards the center of the higher part of the board, but I do think he's going to be pretty solid. Lydia is another champion that can just stand on her own and bring a lot of value, similar to Cardial. And then Leorius, a fearful DPS that can keep himself alive. Arbiter, so generally useful. And this is an interesting one. So Turvald is really sliding up the board and coming out of nowhere to be a beast in the live arena. And that is because he can buff himself. So if you bring someone like an Arbiter and your opponent bans them, and now all of a sudden you have no way to get that increased attack on your damage dealer, well, guess what? Turvald can buff himself and be self-sustainable. Also, we're seeing a little bit the single target damage is shining a little bit better than AoE damage, and Turvald can buff himself, self-sustainable, void affinity, never going to hit weak, and he can absolutely smack. So Turvald has been moving up the board a lot in PvP, at least in relation to the live arena for sure. And then you start to get into a little bit more of the niche champions. I probably have Raka rated a lot higher than most people. I think she's kind of a fun general utility super budget Duchess, so I do like Raka. I think admittedly a little bit more than a lot of people in the raid community would. And then is there anything else super noteworthy here? I think Valk's going to be pretty annoying in PvP. Again, it's hard to bring buff strip. So, you know, Valk placing all those shields and counterattack going to be super annoying. Hefrock has been putting in lots of work. I think UDK is shining, especially with everybody wanting to use Rhodos. Baron is obviously insane. Canterfon goes great with Duchess. And then everything else is kind of what you would expect. I think a sleeper is Stultus. He's pretty strong. The block damage and all that of Helicath can be super annoying. The Cupidus and Venus tandem is obviously very good, but it's hard to get that to line up. They can always choose to ban somebody and block you from doing that. So a little bit tougher to set up those combos, but we've already talked about that. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking right now, just for my initial top 50 of just laying it out on board. And I would really enjoy hearing where you agree and disagree, because obviously as the live arena moves forward, we're going to continue to talk about this stuff and learn more and make adjustments to tier lists like this. And also, like I talked about earlier, I am going to be in conversations with other creators and some of the top players in the arena, people that push for high platinum arena and stuff like that, because I do want to get as many perspectives as I can to try and crank out like a master tier list for the website and stuff. That isn't just my opinion, but more of a collaboration effort to get as many perspectives as possible. And why not? It's a live arena video, so we'll close it out here with a match where we can just kind of casually talk and hang out, and we'll see if I get bodied or if I can actually win here. So, all right, what do we got going on here? It looks like they are gonna be picking first. That means they'll pick one champion, and then I will have to pick two. They're going with a Duchess. Okay, our Duchesses are probably semi-comparable. Which means I won't really. I can go with a Duchess Canterfon, and we'll see kind of what they do. I don't know that they're going to go like the speed route with like an Arbiter and all that. They might be trying to play a little bit more tanky, and then we'll have to see kind of who I go with. Oh, they did go with the Arbiter. Okay, so they're kind of they're doing smart. They're leaving their options open. on what kind of composition they're going to go for. That's a pretty powerful Mithrala. Okay, so I think I can go with, like, I'll probably bust out a Mortu. There, I don't see a polymorph from them, so I could go with a Mighty Uko and a Mortu, something like that. They don't have a ton of damage yet. They're probably gonna have to bring 2 damage dealers with their last pick. If they only bring 1 damage dealer, then I'll just ban it and then I'll outscale them over time. So let's see here. I think I'll have enough support. Okay. They're gonna pick 2 damage dealers, probably like a Candrafon and a, oh, they went Nishok and okay, so they're probably gonna ban my Duchess for sure, so I need to bring another support. They don't have any buff strip, so without any buff strip, I could probably be super annoying with Mithrala. I like Lydia. I like Lydia with the speed up and lots of the buffing that she can do and stuff. So let's lock it in, and then I get to ban first. I'm probably going to ban. They don't have a blessing or anything on their Nishok. It's probably not super cracked. If they ban my Mortu, I could be in a little bit of trouble, but I like my ability to scale. They don't have any polymorph. I'm probably just going to ban their single target DPS and call it a day. Yeah, they banned my Duchess, but I think I'll be okay here. I should live long enough to get my Mortu popping off, and let's put him in as the leader. Okay, I think it's going to be a good fight. Should be a fun one. We'll see if the Nishok can blast through me with the bombs. I won't have a block debuffs, so honestly, it could be a little bit rough. If he's able to land those bombs before I can start popping off, it could be a little bit crazy. So let's target him down, see what we can do here. If I can get enough buff strip off. Let's see. I do have a revive. We got the Nishok down, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive the bombs. There's one there. And okay. There we go. We're blocking the revive. That's nice. Let's keep that Nishok down so they can't bomb me. Big buff strips. The block buffs is big. There we go. Okay, good. I thought it was going to get a little bit rough there for a second, but I think we'll be okay. Yep, there we go. And I don't think the Mithrala is going to be able to outscale me here. I'll have the revive from the Uko before it can do enough damage. And there we go. So we should be off the races, and boom. So I think I did misplay that a little bit. I didn't plan for being able to block debuffs, and that was probably what they were thinking. They got rid of my Duchess. They banned my ability to block debuffs, and I didn't know they were going to pick a Nishok, obviously. So that was kind of good on their part. I think they played it smart, and it was a GG. So, okay, that is my thoughts on the top 50 champions for Live Arena as I kind of see them right now. And I am super interested to see how you will fall on this list and where you agree and disagree with me and all of that. And then what I can learn from other creators and other players in the community as well. So that'll do it for me on this one. Remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. And I will see you soon in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.